Are salespeople born or are they made? Hey, it's Anthony Iannarino of thesalesblog.com, right here, youtube.com/Iannarino, and author of the best-selling book, The Only Sales Guide You'll Ever Need, available on Amazon.com right now or at your local Barnes & Noble. Listen, are salespeople born or are they made? This question always pops up, and the answer is supposed to be that salespeople are made, and we'll talk about that in just a minute, but park that for just a second. Some salespeople, like it or not, are born. They're born that way. They have extremely high empathy, so they can feel what other people feel, and they can connect very deeply because they have that empathy. Somebody that had that was President Bill Clinton. He's just an empath. He can feel it, and he connects with you so quickly it makes it easy for him to sell people on his ideas because you automatically feel connected. Some people are super charismatic. They walk into a room, they light the room up immediately. People feel gravitated towards that individual, and they just have that special something, that intangible that you can't put your finger on, but you know it when you see it. And some people, even if you don't like this, are just likable. They're more likable than you or me. They're just super likable, and they tend to be able to make friends wherever they go without any kind of resistance. And they're gregarious. If they sit down on an airplane, by the time they're finished that airplane ride, the person sitting next to them is a friend. They've connected, probably traded contact information, and will probably follow up on that relationship just because it's easy for them to get there. There are some people who are just likable like that. And there are some people who just generate an immense amount of trust right out of the gate. And for some reason, people believe what they're saying, and they can get to that area where you and I strive to get to, where you're the trusted advisor. They get the trust part of that really, really quickly. It's just something about the individual, and it's intangible. So these people don't go to a charisma training to get that kind of charisma, and they don't go to a likability school to get that kind of likability, and they don't go to empath school or empath training or an empath course to figure out how to be more empathetic. Some people are born with it in just a high level. But you're supposed to believe that salespeople are made, and here's why. Because most of the things that we do in sales can be taught. We can teach you to ask a good set of questions. We can teach you to have business acumen. We can teach you to elicit someone else's needs and then resolve their concerns and help them get the outcomes that they need. All of these things are possible. And so you're supposed to believe that salespeople are made, but these two ideas are not mutually exclusive. Some salespeople are born. In a lot of cases, people in the top 10 of a stack ranking have a lot of natural ability that they were born with. And it doesn't mean that you can't model them, and it doesn't mean that you can't get training or that you can't be developed or coached to be a better salesperson, because you can. It just means you weren't born with the same natural attributes as somebody else was, and it means you have to work harder to be able to do what they're going to do. It means you're going to have to work harder to be somebody worth buying for. You might have to work harder to listen. You might have to study harder to have greater business acumen to offset the part of the likability that you weren't born with, and maybe being a business advisor helps you cover some of that ground. There's lots of ways to succeed in sales, and being born with that natural set of attributes is not the only way. So these two ideas aren't mutually exclusive. Maybe you were a born salesperson, or maybe you were made a salesperson, or maybe you're somewhere in between there on that path right now. Doesn't matter, but you do need to know who you are. Matters more than what you do, and so you have to work on the who. I'm Anthony Iannarino. Do hit subscribe so you can get this in your email. You'll be notified when there's a new video. And also go out and visit me at thesalesblog.com. When you're there, sign up for the newsletter and go to Amazon and pick up the book. We're coming up on the 6th anniversary, the 6-month anniversary rather, for this book. It feels like 6 years when you're selling the book, but it's only been 6 months. It's at Amazon.com. I think it's $14 with Prime right now. And if you want the book for free and you want me to sign it, leave the best comment here and I'll send you an autographed copy of the book. and I'll give you my immense thanks and gratitude for having done so. Hit subscribe, and I'll see you tomorrow, because this show is every day. Just a quick afterthought after pitching the book and asking you to go out and buy it on Amazon. So that's another thing that salespeople who are born and not made have the ability to do. They have the ability to ask without feeling bad about it. There are people who they're just good at pitching you and saying, you're going to derive a tremendous amount of value from a book like this, you should go buy it. And they don't feel bad. And a lot of people who were not born salespeople and who have to be made into a salesperson have to do that work. They struggle with that kind of an ask because for some reason it makes them feel bad about themselves, even when they have something of value to offer. It dawned on me after I pitched you like that I should explain that's part of what born salespeople do. They don't feel uncomfortable making an ask.